How to know if a woman has a big juicy pot, big, wide, deep, whatever juicy pot. No, gentlemen, you need to understand that it takes two to tango, basically. Okay, so as long as you, the man, have a very, very tiny joystick, then definitely you are going to keep complaining about women having a big juicy pot. Okay, now assuming this is the standard or this is the reasonable size of a woman's juicy pot, and then for you, you have this size of a joystick. What's going to happen is that you are going to keep swimming. And those are the times that you complain of women. Oh, she has a very big juicy pot. She's very big. She's very wide. I was literally swimming. I didn't feel anything. Now, I know that for you men to enjoy a game, there has to be friction. And that friction can only happen if a woman has a reasonable or a small juicy pot. Now, I'm putting a disclaimer on this. That is no guarantee that each time a woman has a small or a narrow juicy pot, she's going to be sweet. It doesn't work like that. But for that friction to happen, a woman's juicy pot has to be a little narrower. And of course, the man's joystick has to be a reasonable size such that it can create that friction. Okay. Now, for you to know that a woman has a big juicy pot, most times, of course, you have to penetrate. Most times, you have to have sexual intercourse with her. Only then will you be able to tell whether or not she's big or whether or not she is tight. Now, I am going to give you some of the 5 ways that you can tell by merely looking at a woman. Okay. Now, these are not 100% correct, but at least they are 50-50 chances. Yeah. So if your woman has this, they are some percentage, let's say 60 to 70%, it could be possible that she has a big juicy pot. Now, especially if she is having all these 5. Yeah. Now, if your woman maybe has 2 or 3 of this, then you have to do a checkup. But if she has all the 5, then bro, you are just going to swim in her juicy pot. Yeah. So point number 1 is if a woman has big, thick lips. Now, remember, I said in the beginning, just because a woman has a big juicy pot does not guarantee that she is not sweet there. Of course, she can be sweet as long as she has all the other skills, as long as she can, wiggle her waist, as long as she can scream your name, as long as she has the waters, of course, she can be sweet. So number 1 sign to confirm that a woman has a big juicy pot is if she has big, thick lips. Now, for you to define the size of a woman's lips or a woman's mouth, it has to match with her body. Yeah. So if this woman is fat, she is tall, and then she has a big mouth, then it doesn't necessitate that she is not having a reasonable size of a juicy pot. Yeah. But if this woman is short, for instance, or this woman is tiny, but then the lips are big, the lips are wide, the lips are thick, then bro, there are high chances that her juicy pot is equally big. Now, the reason for this is that it's just like when you have gone to buy a dress or a shirt. Yeah. Sometimes, especially when a woman is going to buy, let's say, a skirt, we use the neck to measure. Yeah. So as long as you fit something on your neck and then it matches, then they are sure that that is the size of your waist. Now, equally, when it comes to a woman's juicy pot, like I said, if this woman is short, this woman is tiny, and then she has a big lips, she has thick lips, and then that means even down there is equally big. I've said what I've said, okay? If you want to disagree, all is in your court, but that is what it is. Point number 2 sign that you can look at a woman and be like, she could be having a big juicy pot is if this woman has big boobs, wide chest, and then she is slim. Okay. Now, again, if a woman is tall, a woman is fat, obviously things are supposed to be proportionate. Yeah. It's not possible that a woman would be big and then she'll have very tiny boobs. That is not possible. Yeah. But if this woman is tiny, she is slim, but she has very big breasts, or like very big breasts, and then she has a wider chest, then bro, that is a high possibility that this woman equally has a big Juicypot. Now, the connection is that probably it's because this woman, maybe carries several men, maybe she's sleeping around with very many men, and with the time, her chest will become broader or her chest will become wider. That's why I said if this woman is already big in size, then it's normal that when a woman is big, definitely even her chest will be wider. Yeah. But if a woman is tiny and then she keeps sleeping with men, what is going to happen is that the weight she keeps holding in her chest will slowly by slowly, gradually make her chest to become big. So number two is if this woman has big boobs and wider chest. That's my point number two. The third sign that you can look at a woman and be like, this woman could be having a big Juicypot and a deep Juicypot is if she has small bums and tiny legs. If a woman has small bums and tiny legs, bruh, that is automatic. That is obvious. She has a big Juicypot. Now, the connection with this is that it simply means that this woman sleeps with lots of men. Yeah. Now, it's different if this woman has naturally been like this, like her entire life, then it's acceptable. But if this is a woman who used to have, some flesh around her bums, but all of a sudden you realize that of recent, her bums are very small, and then the shape, if she is the kind who has very flat bums, it's different if the bums are small, but then somehow they are curved, that is different. But if this woman has flat bums and then she has tiny legs, bro, she definitely has a big Juicypot. Now, the connection is that each time this woman is having sex, because she lies down most of the time, because there is a lot of weight from the pressure that men put on her, then slowly by slowly and gradually her bumps will reduce in size. So if you have this woman who you used to know her maybe way back in school, and then of recent you realize the bumps are so flat, they are so tiny, and then the legs are also very small, bro, she has a big one. I mean, you are literally going to swim in her Juicypot, and of course you will not enjoy. Next point to confirm that this woman has a big, wide, Juicypot is if she has big, watery eyes. Okay, those women you look at and they have a big pupil, and when you look at their eyes, they are kind of watery. That is the kind of women who have a big Juicypot. Now, remember, I said in the beginning that a woman having a big Juicypot doesn't necessarily confirm that she is not straight in bed. Yeah. So this kind of women will have a big Juicypot, but the secret about them is that they will have lots of water. Mm. So, bro, if you are the kind who loves swimming in the waters, you know what I'm talking about. Make sure that you look for those women who have big eyes and water. Trust me, when you get down there, oh my God, you'll come and testify. Lastly, point number 5 that this woman has a big Juicypot is if she has big hips, but is very tiny upwards and very tiny downwards. I'm telling you, she has a big Juicypot. Now, the secret is that the same way that her hips are wide, it's the same way that even down there is wide. I'm telling you. Okay. So if this is a woman who is evenly proportionate, maybe up here also she is kind of big, and then the legs are also kind of big, that is okay. But if this woman has very tiny legs, she is very small up here, but the hips are big, my brother, you'll get the shock of your life when you get down there. Okay. Now, to wrap this all up, if you want to really, really reconfirm that this woman has a big Juicypot, this is now a bonus point. Yeah. If you want to reconfirm that all the 5 that I've said are correct and you want to confirm, all you need to do is, of course, go drill this woman. And when you drill her, of course, you'll be able to confirm whether or not she is big down there. Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. Those are the points that I needed to share with you today. And those are the ways that you can look at a woman and be like, this one definitely has big juicy pot. And again, like I said, it doesn't necessarily mean that if a woman has a big juicy pot, she is not sweet. That she can be sweet, but you have to make sure that you have a reasonable size of a joystick. Only then will you be able to enjoy this woman. But if you have a smaller joystick, then bro, keep away from this kind of women, okay? Well, guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope you loved the video. I hope you learned a word or two. I hope you were entertained and entertained, okay? Now, before you get off this video, in case you are watching me for the very first time, oh my G, this is the part of the video where I kindly ask you to subscribe to this channel. This is the Men's Love Zone, and here I do content to do with love, sex, and relationship, especially for the men. So if this is your kind of content, please subscribe to this channel. Don't forget to turn on the bell notification so that each time I post, YouTube will notify you just like that. Okay. And if you enjoyed the vibe, how about you support this video by giving it a thumbs up, leave a comment, let me know out of this, which of them do you think that is really, really, really accurate? Let's all share in the comment section, okay? Don't forget to share this video with your friends and family, guys. It's very important because when you do that, you actually help me to grow my channel. Once again, thank you. I love you, and I'll see you in my next video. Ciao, ciao.